Happy New Year! I know a lot of you guys have probably made resolutions to try to eat healthier this year, and I wanted to show you one really easy way to incorporate a healthy food into your diet, which is a green smoothie. Basically, it's a fruit smoothie that you add different types of greens to, and today I'm going to show you one of my favorite versions of this drink. So the first thing that we're going to add to our green smoothie is, of course, greens. One of my favorites to use is spinach. It's super high in nutrients, and also if you're new to drinks like this, you really can't taste spinach in these smoothies. So this is a great one to start with. I'm using raw baby spinach. You can get this in salad bags from the store. You can get it at your farmer's market. And I just put a couple big handfuls in the blender here. The next green that I'm going to add to this is a baby lettuce mix. If you get this from a farmer's market, it might be called a sweet mix. So these are also really high in nutrients and very mild tasting in the smoothie. So again, you're not going to taste these too much. The next thing we're going to add is vegan protein powder. I'm using vanilla flavor today, and 1 heaping tablespoon of this powder has 12 grams of protein. So that's going to go right in the smoothie. The next thing I'm going to add is unsweetened cocoa powder. Cocoa is high in antioxidants, and it also makes the smoothie taste really good. And I use about a heaping tablespoon of that as well. Next, we're going to add our dates, which are naturally sweet. So if you are trying to eat healthier and you have a sweet tooth, dates are a great thing to have around. They're high in potassium, B vitamins, iron, and fiber. So you just want to pit these. They have a little pit in the center that you want to remove before you add them. You can go ahead and toss them into your smoothie. Next thing we're going to add is our fruit. One of my favorite fruits to add is bananas. They're really high in potassium, they add sweetness, they add a creamy texture to the smoothie. And I also like to add mixed berries as well. Those are also really delicious, and they're very high in antioxidants. Some people like to use fresh fruit and ice cubes in their smoothies. I think it's a lot easier to just go ahead and freeze your fruit. So I use frozen banana, and I use frozen berries that come in mixed bags of different combinations. It's easier, and it's also a lot cheaper to buy them that way. The last thing we want to add is our liquid, so that it makes all of this much easier to blend. I'm using 1.5 cups of water for this amount of ingredients. If you want, you can use a flavored non-dairy milk, a vanilla soy milk, or chocolate rice milk. And that being said, you can substitute any ingredients that you like better for the ones that I have here. When you start making these smoothies, you may want to use a lot of fruit and a really small handful of spinach until your palate gets used to this. And then you can adjust those amounts as you find what you like and, as your tastes change. Now it's time to blend this up. Don't be afraid if it's too thin to add a little bit more of that frozen fruit. If it's too thick, you can add a little more liquid. And taste as you go. If it's a little tart, you can add dates. Don't be afraid to adjust that once you start blending. Voila, we have our finished green smoothie, which you can see isn't actually green because of the berries that we used. And you can't even taste the greens because of all the other great ingredients that we put in there. So I hope this has been helpful for you guys to give you some guidelines of making these smoothies. It's a really great way to start your day, and I think that once you start incorporating these, you're really going to start to see a change in the way you feel and your health. Spinach. I'm just kidding, you can't taste the greens. It tastes delicious.